guys, welcome to the channel. So there are quite a few Democrats or um, quite a few people running for the Democrat nominee for the 2020 election, as you're probably well aware. Many of them have different stances, and I am going to kind of react as a fiscally conservative, non-party independent voter to. We're going to start with the intros for each of the candidates in the second debate the first night. So let's dive right on in.
Steve Bullock, please begin.
Thanks, Dana. I come from a state where a lot of people voted for Donald Trump. Let's not kid ourselves. He will be hard to beat. Yet watching that last debate, folks seem more concerned about scoring points or outdoing each other with wish list economics than making sure Americans know we hear their voices and will help their lives. Look, I'm a pro-choice, pro-union, populist Democrat that won 3 elections in a red state, not by compromising our values, but by getting stuff done. That's how we win back the places we lost.
Getting stuff done. Like what? How? That's a nice opening speech, but it lacks an action plan unless something's coming up.
Showing up, listening, focusing on the challenges of everyday America. That farmer getting hit right now by Trump's trade wars, that teacher working a second job just to afford her insulin. They can't wait for revolution. Their problems are on the here and now.
Revolution. Okay.
I'm a progressive, emphasis on progress, and I'm running for president to get stuff done for all those Americans.
I bet you were itching to get that little zinger in. Focus, emphasis on the progress.
Washington is left behind.
Marianne Williamson.
In 1776, our founders brought forth on this planet an extraordinary new possibility. It was the idea that people, no matter who they were, would simply have the possibility of thriving. We have not ever totally actualized this ideal, but at the times when we have done best, we have tried. And when forces have opposed them, generations of Americans have risen up and pushed back against those forces. We did that with abolition, and with women's suffrage, and with civil rights. And now it is time for a generation of Americans to rise up again. For an amoral economic system has turned short-term profits for huge multinational corporations into a false god. And this new false god takes precedence over the safety and the health and the well-being of we, the American people, and the people of the world, and the planet on which we live. Conventional politics will not solve this problem, because conventional politics is part of the problem. We, the American people, must rise up and do what we do best and create a new possibility. Say no to what we don't want and yes to what we know can be true. I'm Marianne Williamson, and that's why I'm running for president.
I don't even know what to say. Holy cow. What did I just hear? Let's. Wow. Okay, next.
Congressman John Delaney.
Folks, we have a choice. We can go down the road that Senator Sanders and Senator Warren want to take us, with bad policies like Medicare for all, free everything, and impossible promises that'll turn off independent voters and get Trump reelected. That's what happened with McGovern. That's what happened with Mondale. That's what happened with Dukakis.
Yes, please stop making promises of everything. Promise us the sky.
Or we can nominate someone with new ideas to create universal health care for every American with choice. Someone who wants to unify our country and grow the economy and create jobs.
Wasn't that the purpose of Obamacare? The Affordable Care Act? what I don't get is Democrats had the White House, the Senate, and Congress, both houses of the Congress, and they had majorities. Why didn't they get all this stuff done then? Why should we believe that you'll get it done now?
Everywhere. And then we win the White House. I'm the product of the American dream. I believe in it. I'm the grandson of immigrants, the son of a construction worker. My wife April and I have 4 amazing daughters. I was the youngest CEO in the history of the New York Stock Exchange, created thousands of jobs, and then served in Congress. That's the type of background, and my platform is about real solutions, not impossible promises that can beat Trump and govern. Thank you.
Promising to beat Trump. Okay.
Congressman Tim Ryan.
America is great, but not everyone can access America's greatness. The systems that were built to lift us up are now suffocating the American people. The economic system that used to create $30, $40, $50 an hour jobs that you can have a good, solid middle class living now force us to have 2 or 3 jobs just to get by. Most families, when they go to sit at the kitchen table to do their bills, they get a pit in the middle of their stomach. We deserve better.
Actually, I think the problem is that most families don't sit at the kitchen table and go over the budget, go over their bills, go over their income, make a plan for what they're going to do, just like Congress. It's not an income problem, it's a spending problem. The money is there, it's just wasted.
And the political system is broken too, because the entire conversation is about left or right. Where are you at on the political system? And I'm here to say this isn't about left or right. This is about new and better. And it's not about reforming old systems. It's about building new systems. And tonight,
I agree with you on the not about left or right and where you fall. The 2-party system is the problem right now. It's either you're with us or you're against us. If I'm a Republican, you're a Democrat, I hate you. But we do need to reform what we already have. Instead of just creating new, fix what we have.
will offer solutions that are bold, that are realistic, and that are a clean break from the past.
Okay, guys, apparently this video got a copyright claim, even though I am critiquing these, and I believe it's fair use. So Hickenlooper goes on to explain that 40 Republican seats were flipped, and not one of them voted with anyone in Congress currently. He was unemployed for 2 whole years before impressively starting a business. So let's continue to
listen. How to
listen.
provide service and teamwork, and became a top mayor, and as governor of Colorado, created the #1 economy in the country. We also expanded health care and reproductive rights. We attacked climate change head on. We beat the NRA. We did not build massive government expansion. Now,
There's some of that us versus them.
Will promise a bill tonight or a plan for tonight. What we focused on was making sure that we got people together to get things done, to provide solutions to problems, to make sure that we worked together and created jobs. That's how we're going to beat Donald Trump. That's how we're going to win Michigan and the country.
Senator Amy.
So you're going to run on a platform of getting things done and creating jobs. I think you might lose in that race because President Trump currently has done an outstanding job creating jobs. Record low unemployment. You're not going to win if you're going to run on creating more jobs. Sorry, I just don't see that.
Amy Klobuchar. Let's get real. Tonight we debate, but ultimately we have to beat Donald Trump. My background is looks a little different than his. I stand before you today as a granddaughter of an iron ore miner, as a daughter of a union teacher and a newspaper man, as the first woman elected to the U.S. Senate from the state of Minnesota, and a candidate for President of the United States. That's because we come from a country of shared dreams. And I have had it with the racist attack. I have had it with the...
Oh, I've had it with the R word. Every time somebody says something, most of the time it's something that a Democrat disagrees with. It's racist, it's sexist, it's ageist, it's whateverist. Stop, you're diminishing the term racist, and I'm sick of hearing it.
President that says one thing on TV that has your back, and then you get home and you see those charges for prescription drugs and cable and college. You're going to hear a lot of promises up here, but I'm going to tell you this. Yes, I have bold ideas, but they are grounded in reality. And yes, I will make some simple promises. I can win this. I'm from the Midwest, and I have won every race, every place, every time.
Okay, so you've never suffered a loss. You're from the Midwest. That's two of your promises. I don't know if being from the Midwest is really a promise.
And I will govern with integrity, the integrity worthy of the extraordinary people of this nation. Congressman Beto O'Rourke.
I'm running for president because I believe
You are running for president. Okay, glad we got that clear. Sorry.
that America discovers its greatness at its moments of greatest need. This moment will define us forever. And I believe that in this test, America will be redeemed. In the face of cruelty and fear from a lawless president, we will choose to be the nation that stands up for the
lawless president. I wish they would quit throwing insults and just stick. Isn't Donald Trump the same president that just raised the stink, or people raised the stink about him enforcing the law? Lawless president. Okay.
human rights of everyone, for the rule of law for everyone, and a democracy that serves everyone. Whatever our differences, we know that before we are anything else, we are Americans first. And we will ensure that each one of us is well enough and educated enough and paid enough to realize our full potential. We will meet these challenges here at home, and we will lead the world in those that we face abroad, successfully confronting endless war and climate change.
I agree. We need to do something about endless war. Afghanistan, we've been there for well over a decade now, and that we should reevaluate when, why, who, what, when, where, why, when before we go to war. Climate change, that's a big topic in itself. I just read an article on a climate change summit that just occurred recently. I think it was this past weekend. 114 private jets to this climate change. I think you're missing the point. Anyway, back to topic.
At this moment of truth, let us pursue our national promise and make a more perfect union of everyone, by everyone, and for everyone.
Mayor Pete.
Sounds like a soundbite there.
Buttigieg.
I'm running for president because our country is running out of time. It is even bigger than the emergency of the Trump presidency. Ask yourself how somebody like Donald Trump ever gets within cheating distance of the Oval Office in the first place.
Are you still on Russian collusion? Because I'm sick of hearing about the Russians. And now the latest is Tulsi Gabbard, because she destroyed Kamala Harris in the debate after this, is now a Russian agent being propped up by Russian bots. Will you stop with the Russians? I'm going to quote Mitt Romney when he was running against Barack Obama. Russia is the largest geopolitical issue we have today in this world. And the response from the Democrats were the 1980s want their foreign politics back. Well, apparently, Mitt Romney knew about all this back then. I'm sick of hearing about Russians.
It doesn't happen unless America is already in a crisis. An economy that's not working for everyone. Endless war, climate change. We have lived this in my industrial Midwestern hometown. My generation has lived this as long as we have been alive. And it's only accelerating. Science tells us we have 12 years before we reach the horizon of catastrophe when it comes to our climate.
Woo, 12 years before global destruction of the climate.
By 2030, the average house in this country will cost $500,000, and a woman's right to choose may not even exist. We're not going to be able to meet this moment by recycling the same arguments, policies, and politicians that have dominated Washington for as long as I have been alive. We've got to summon the courage to walk away from the past and do something different. This is our shot. That is why I'm running for president.
Senator Elizabeth Warren. Donald Trump disgraces the office of president every single day. And anyone on this stage tonight or tomorrow night would be a far better president. I promise no matter who our candidate is, I will work my heart out to beat Donald Trump and to elect a Democrat.
There it is. That is what we, at least I in the middle, am afraid of. So anti-Donald Trump that it doesn't matter what the person running against him stands for. It's beating President Trump at all costs, moving far away from, complete opposite of everything he stands for. That is us versus them mentality. That is what is destroying politics and destroying the country and pulling people apart.
Democratic Congress. But our problems didn't start with Donald Trump. Donald Trump is part of a corrupt, rigged system.
Says the government insider who has been part of the system for decades.
That has helped the wealthy and the well-connected and kicked dirt in the faces of everyone else. We're not going to solve the urgent problems that we face with small ideas and spinelessness. We're going to solve them by being the Democratic Party of big structural change. We need to be the party that fights for our democracy and our economy to work for everyone.
Big structural change. Can we get a little bit more specific than that?
No, I know what's broken in this country. I know how to fix it, and I will fight to make it happen. Senator Bernie Sanders.
Tonight in America, as we speak, 87 million Americans are uninsured or underinsured.
Again, I ask, why wasn't this fixed with the Affordable Care Act when the Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency for 2 years? They had the majority, a filibuster-proof majority. They could have done anything they wanted.
The healthcare industry made $100 billion in profits last year. Tonight, as we speak, right now, 500,000 Americans are sleeping out on the street, and yet companies like Amazon that made billions in profits did not pay one nickel in federal income tax.
How are those two related? Are you saying you're going to take the income tax payment from Amazon and house those Americans that are living on the street? Or are you going to take them to the border and house the immigrants crossing the border illegally?
Tonight, half of the American people are living paycheck to paycheck.
Because people don't budget, don't save, don't plan for the future. Yes, they do need to work harder, or harder to make whatever. There's a lot of spending, overspending, not not a lot of savings, not a lot of planning for the future.
And yet 49% of all new income goes to the top 1%. Tonight, the fossil fuel industry continues to receive hundreds of billions of dollars in subsidies and tax breaks while they destroy this planet. We have got to take on Trump's racism, his
Here's the R word. Oh, and the S word.
sexism, xenophobia, and come together
Xenophobia. The
in an
Z word.
unprecedented,
Yes.
unprecedented grassroots movement to not only defeat Trump, but to transform our economy and our government.
Thank you, Senator Sanders. Let's start.
Anyway, I heard a lot of we're going to defeat President Trump at all costs. We're going to do whatever we need to do to be complete opposite of him, and we need to change everything completely. Why? Why not work and repair what we have? Why do you need to be opposite on every stance? Find some common ground. It's called compromise and negotiate. And I'm sick of the R word, the S word, the X word. Anyway, comment down below what you think. While you're here, hit the subscribe button, the bell icon. I'm going to do some more videos because there are a lot of candidates and a lot of information to go through. And as you see, this 22 minutes here doesn't even cover a large chunk of the debate. So hit the bell icon to be notified when something else is updated, and hit that like button whether you like the video or not. So thanks for watching.